Hey guys. Okay, so all right, so let's see this problem right over here. All right, so it says this person basically she makes a large cube from 27 of these small cubes right over here. All right, so she paints all the cubes, okay, all the faces of the large cube. So then she's gonna remove 4 of the small cubes from 4 of the corners, as you can see right over here. So while the paint is still wet, she stamps each of the new faces onto a piece of paper. All right, so how many of the following stamps can Ania make? All right, so here's how we would approach this problem. All right, so we're gonna look at how many sides of the cube are touched by the green paint. All right, so look, so obviously there's one right over here, right? So there's a cube. Okay, my apologies, that's not a good cube, but anyway, so look, there's gonna be 3 sides that are gonna be touched by the green paint because again, you see one on the front side, one on the side, and one on the top. So that's 3. So the same thing goes for this side right over here. You have one on this, one in front, one on the right, and one on the bottom. So that's going to be another 3. So same thing. So yeah, we already did this one. Same thing with this one. All right, because again, it's the corner. So you have the top. There's going to be some green on the top. There's going to be green on the back. There's going to be green on the side. So that's going to be another 3. And once again, there is going to be the same thing right over here. All right, so we have green, green, green. Again, 3 greens because green on the right, green on the bottom, and green on the back. So the total of all of this is 12. Okay, so when you add them all up, so what are we going to do? So basically, we have I guess 3 paint cells, I guess. So basically, look, we see here there are 5 shapes. So we want to be able to make as many as possible. So let's see. So how many of these stamps can we make? All right. So as long as these stamps have less than 12 painted squares, then we're going to be able to do it. All right. So let's see here. So there's 6 and 1. That's 7. So 7 is less than 12. So that's okay. So now we have 6 over here. Since that's less than 12, that is also okay. We have 7 over here, less than 12. That's okay. We have 8 over here. That is less than 12. So we can actually do that. So now we have 5 right over here. And so therefore, all 5 of these shapes are going to be okay. So the answer is going to be E. All right, right over here. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next problem. Okay, so Anne has a lot of these pieces. So she tries to put them in the square as many as possible. So how many cells will be empty? So basically what they mean by cell in this problem is just one of these right here. One block, another block. These are all cells. Oh my. Okay, so what are we going to do? So how we would do this problem is we would actually draw out the shape inside of this kind of box right over here. All right, so that's what we're going to do. All right, so you see, so kind of like visualize what the shape is going to look like. So kind of draw it out. So you have this top part and 3 on the side in the middle. All right, so now here it is though. When you flip it, it's also going to be, oh my, it's also going to be 1 on the top. Then we have 3 on the bottom. All right, or it can also be 3 on the side and 1 on the right. Or it could be this 1 on the bottom and 3 on the top. So look, as you can see here, I've made this shape several times and 0 cells are empty. They're all filled by this shape right over here. So the answer would be answer choice A, 0. All right, so let's move on to number 15, I believe. All right, okay, so this one is going to be a little bit more difficult. But anyway, so it's possible to make these following trades. All right, so basically, 1 pear is going to be equal to 2 apples. and 1 apple is going to be equal to 3 plums. All right, I'm assuming that these are called plums. All right, and 1 strawberry is going to be equal to 2 plums. All right, so how would we do this? All right, so the question states, gosh, okay. Okay, so the question states that Adam has 6 strawberries, 6 pears. So how many strawberries will Adam get when he trades all his pears for just strawberries? All right, so you can't directly trade for strawberries, all right? Because again, you have 1 pear and 2 apples, but you don't have 1 pear and however many strawberries. So what you want to do, so basically there are 6 pears, right? So how do we get from 1 pear to 6? We multiplied by 6. So this is also going to get multiplied by 6. So what we do on one side goes on the other side. So that is going to be equal to 12 apples. And my apologies for bad drawing. It's kind of hard on a mouse. All right, so now we have 12 apples on this side. So we're going to have to multiply this by 12 on the other side. All right, so that is going to be equal to 36 plums. Okay, oh my. Okay, yeah, all right. So okay, so now we have 36 plums, but you can't just write 36 on here. That's not plums, that's strawberries. So what do we do? So what we would do is, and I know it's kind of hard, so 36. I'm going to pause this because I need to figure this out myself. All right, hold on a second. Okay, so what we would do is we would divide 36 by 2, all right? Because here's the thing. We are trying to separate this into units of 2 because that way it's going to be a lot easier. All right, and why? Because again, this isn't units of 3, this is units of 2. So we need to get 2 in order to get how many strawberries there are. So once we divide that by 36 divided by 2, that is 18. All right, so we have 18 plums. No, we have 18 strawberries. I'm sorry. Today is not a good day. So yeah, so unfortunately this is very difficult. But all right, so a different way that you could solve this, and I'm going to use my whiteboard over here. All right, is 36 plums, right? Over, I don't know, something that we don't know. Let's just call it X. All right, this is a pretend. All right, now this is something that you're going to learn in the future, but as of right now, I'm just getting your feet wet. All right, so equals, so basically the unit that we just said is 2 plums, 1 strawberry. All right. Strawberry. All right. So what will we do? All right. So we're gonna do this. All right. So we're gonna multiply like this. This is called cross multiplication, and then we are going to just kind of solve that. All right. So what is 2 times x? We don't know that. So we're just gonna write 2 times x. All right. Now we don't know what that is. All right. So what is 36 times 1? That's 36. So 36. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the exact opposite of this. All right. So 2 times x equals 36. Therefore, 36 divided by 2 is equal to x. What do I mean by that? I mean, all you have to do is divide by 2 because, again, this is multiplying by 2. We're going to divide by 2. So on both sides, and x is going to be equal to 18. All right. So this is kind of a special way to solve it. This was the way I solved it personally. And so yeah, so x is equal to 18 strawberries. Because again, 36, you have 36 plums. And remember, two plums are going to be equal to one strawberry. So if you divide by 2, that's going to equal how many strawberries you can get. All right, so let's see here. So we have 18. So what is the answer to 8? So what is the answer to 15? Is 18. Hold on a second. Right over here. All right, so 18. C. All right, so let's move on to number 16. Okay. Okay, number 16. So basically, she makes a row of 10 houses with matchsticks. In the picture, you can see the beginning of the row. How many of matchsticks does Sophie need altogether? All right, so she has 10 houses, matchsticks. All right, so how would we do this problem? All right, so you want to establish a pattern because then you can use multiplication. All right, so for this first house, you kind of have, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's just count this one. So that's 6. Okay, 6 matches. Okay, so that's for the first one. This is number 1. All right, so what about this one? So we already counted this one, so we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so there's five matches that we need to use in the next one because again, they're connected by this middle piece right over here. All right, so now let's do the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 again. Okay. So we can keep on counting, and again, you notice that there's a pattern. All right, 5, 5, 5. All right, so you can keep on. You can actually draw it out and just write 5. But the easy way to do this is to multiply 5 by 9. Why? Because again, as you can see here, 5 is going to continue to repeat every single time. And we already have 1 house down. That leaves 9 houses because Sophie is trying to make 10 houses. All right, so we would do 9 times 5 is equal to 45. Okay, this is multiplication. All right, so now why? So is this the answer? No. All right, so the answer is going to be 45 plus 6 because, again, this is the first house. All right, so this is 1 house first, and this is the 9 houses. So that equals 10, right? Because you have 10 houses, the first one and the 9 other ones, and that you have 51 matchsticks, which is answer choice B. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So number 17. We're actually going to skip number 17 because unfortunately I am not sure how to solve that. But I will release another video explaining number 17 once I figure out how to do it. So let's just go to answer the last question, 18. So in a park, there are babies in 4-wheels strollers and children on 2-wheel bikes. So just kind of remember 4-wheel strollers, 2-wheel bikes. All right, so Paula counted wheels and the total was 12. All right, so a total of this one right over here and this one right over here. So it doesn't matter which one. The total is going to be 12. So when she added the number of strollers to the number of bikes, the total was 4. All right, so how many 2-wheel bikes are there in the park? All right, so we're asking how many bikes. All right, so let's go ahead to the whiteboard. All right, so we know that strollers and bikes. Okay, so strollers and bikes, the total is going to be 12 wheels in the park. All right, that's what we know. Okay, so now we want to know. So how many strollers and how many bikes? All right, so look, so since this is a fairly simple problem, all we really need to do is just plug in random numbers for strollers, and hypothetically you could do it for bikes, but let's just do it for strollers. All right, so let's just pretend. All right, so we know that's 12 wheels, but we also know strollers plus bikes there are 4 strollers or bikes. Okay, so how do we do this? All right, so first let's just plug in a random number. All right, so let's pretend that there's 1 stroller. All right, that means that we have to have 3 bikes in order to match this 4 right over here. Okay, so let's calculate it. All right, so we have, let's just say one stroller, remember, has 4 wheels. All right, so one bike has 2 wheels, so 3 bikes is going to have 6 wheels. However, 10 wheels is not the answer we got above for the strollers and bikes. All right, that's not it. So it's not it. So 1 and 3 is not it. All right, so now let's just try 2 strollers, because again, we're moving up. All right, so 2 strollers. Therefore, we need 2 strollers in order to have a total, 2 bikes in order to have a total of 4. All right, because remember, bikes and strollers combined is 4. All right, so 2 strollers. How many wheels is that? So for every single stroller, there is 4 wheels. So what would we do? 4 times 2, and that's 8. So we have 8 wheels total. Now, what about bikes? So we have 1 bike, 2 wheels. So with 2 bikes, we would have double that amount. So we have to multiply that by 2. 4, that's 4. And then we're going to get 12 wheels. All right, so I mean, if you look, that's the answer. 12 wheels. So as of right now, 12 wheels sounds really good. So 4 bikes sounds very good. All right, so make sure you guys write that down, because that is a very valid answer. Okay, so 4 bikes. Okay. But to be sure, we want to make sure that we check all of them. All right, so let's just try 3 strollers. And hypothetically, you could use, like, you could just pretend, what if there are 1 bikes, or what if there are 2 bikes? You can definitely use that. It is truly up to you. So what if we have 3 strollers and we have 1 bike, because we need to equal 4? Okay, so 3 strollers, right? So 3 times 4, because again, 4 wheels for each stroller, that is going to be equal to 12. All right, so 12 plus 2, because again, every bike has 2 wheels, that is going to be 14. All right, so you can notice the pattern that we are increasing by 2 each and every time. All right, so obviously that doesn't work, because it doesn't match up to this right here. Okay, so but let's check one more time. All right, so we have 4 strollers, let's pretend, in 0 bikes. Now the thing is, all right, 4 strollers, but times 4 is 16, so that's not going to work. However, all right, we need to have a bike, because again, it says that there are bikes and strollers, so we can't not have bikes or strollers. So the only valid answer is going to be 4 bikes. All right, so when we go back to here, if we go back to here, 4 bikes is answer choice D. Approximately. Yep. Answer choice D. We have 4 bikes. Wait, hold on a second. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, my apologies. I was wrong. Okay, so when we go back to the whiteboard, all right, so it's actually not 4 bikes. It's actually 2 bikes. All right, so I accidentally replaced the wheels. If you go back, so yeah. All right, so here's why it's 2 bikes. Okay, so again, all right, so it was 2 strollers and 2 bikes. All right, so that's total 4 wheelie thingies. All right, so we know that 2 times 4 is 8 for the number of wheels on a stroller. We know that 2 times 2 is 4, which is the number of wheels on the bike. So that's 12. All right. So originally I misplaced wheels with bikes. All right. Because again, 2 bikes do have 2 wheels each. So that's 4 wheels in total. So yeah, so it's 2 bikes. Let me see here. All right, so it's 2 bikes. Yep, 2 bikes right over here. B. So it's gonna be, we're gonna want to put answer choice B. Ah, gosh. Okay, so all right, so thank you guys, and I will be releasing question number 17 very shortly. Once I find out what it is, and I hope that my teaching wasn't too bad today. Gosh, it's Thanksgiving break, so my brain is kind of scrambled right now. All right, so thank you guys. Have a nice day.